Hi everyone, so it's a haul video for us today. Now I actually did not intend of making a haul video, but it just so happened that I have a lot of new makeup with me today. So it's not technically new to the market makeup, but it's fairly new to me. And of course, because I just came from Tokyo, so I have stuff here that I actually purchased when I was there. So I said I think it's a nice way to actually get back into the groove of things by making this video and by sharing all the new stuff that I actually got. And before we continue with this video, pardon if I'm wearing a hat. This video was unplanned, so I'm not feeling 100% pretty for our video today. And also one other thing, I did not shave today because I actually got some new products from Eldridge, and after making this video, I'm also going to do a video for her new product. So please subscribe if you're interested to see that, okay? Alright, so I'm just gonna catch my breath a little bit because I was just moving around, and then let's talk about all the products that I got recently, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna start first with this big box over here, and this is from Sephora Philippines. Now, I got this a few weeks ago, actually, and I have not opened it yet, so I'm very excited to do that with you guys. Now, one thing, by the way, that I have noticed is that here, with Sephora Philippines, or in Sephora in general here in Asia, we don't have that VIB sale. So I don't know how it works, and I'm seeing a lot of videos on YouTube right now showing a lot of influencers talking about their most favorite products on Sephora. But anyway, so this is not my favorite products from Sephora, but I do believe that I had some products that I was very interested in getting to know, and that's basically what I have here. But I actually can't remember what products I purchased, and this is actually a very big box. So if I do remember, I only purchased 4 makeup products, so maybe I have a lot of freebies inside this box. But anyway, let's go through it. Alright, so now that I have everything here on my table, I remembered what I ordered from Sephora Philippines on their website, and it's actually these 4 products. So I have 2 Givenchy Prisme Libre powders in the regular sizes, and I also have 2 Natasha Denona sculpting powders. Now, these sculpting powders from Natasha Denona, I have been very intrigued, so I'm very happy that I have them right now. Now, before I continue talking about these Prisme Libre powders from Givenchy, this is the first time that I have them in the regular sizes, so they actually look like this. So I have 2 variants here. So I have one in Satin Blanc, which is a very nice fair color looking powder, and I believe this will work very well with people who have very fair skin tones, but they have more yellow undertones in it, if you guys can see there with the color tones of the powder. So I'm actually very excited to try this. And the other powder that I have is in Voile Rose. So this is in number 3, and if we just open the cap here so that you can see the powder, so you guys can see on how pinky it is. Now, remarkably, this shade is actually my most used shade in my makeup kit, and I actually like using this to highlight my under eye areas, because just the pinky tones here just really help to neutralize all that the olive tones in my skin, and it just adds a very nice hint of neutrality and also some brightness. So I'm actually quite surprised that Voile Rose in number 3 is actually my most used powder from Givenchy in my kit. This is the small version, and this is the regular size. So look at the difference of that. So I actually got the smaller sizes when I was in Paris last year, and actually did a video of these powders when I got them. So if you're interested to know about my thoughts about the Givenchy Prisme Libre powders, I'm going to put a link down below on the description box, okay? Alright, next I have the Natasha Denona sculpting powders. Now, I believe I have the color in medium. So is this medium? So yes, this is medium. This is how it looks like. Very nice color tones. And the other one is light. Yeah, so that's it. That's how it looks like. And let me just... Ooh, it feels very creamy. It feels very smoothing. And it has a very nice creamy texture to it that I actually like. And if we apply it here on my hand, I'm actually quite surprised that there's a very nice neutral tone to this powder, and even if it's for light, you can actually see it popping out from my skin, and that's actually very, very nice. It's unscented, so that's great. Is it? Yeah, so it's unscented. Yeah, so I think so. So let me just get this shade. So this is how it looks like here on my finger. And if we swatch it just right below the fair tone, I think you guys can see on how very nice that color is. It's quite neutral, but there's a hint of warmth on them, which I also kind of like. Just a little bit, because I don't really like something that's very, very neutral, because sometimes if the contouring powder or the sculpting powder is too gray, it can look quite dirty on the face. So I'm actually quite glad on the tones that we see here. So I can't really wait to try out these sculpting powders from Natasha Denona, and I think I'm going to be creating a trying new makeup video for us. Okay, now anywho, so before I move on, the main reason why I was very intrigued by these sculpting powders from Natasha Denona, for the main reason that the main palette that I use when I sculpt the face is actually this Viseart palette. So as you guys can see, these two colors are my most used colors from the palette, and I'm already hitting pan and some of the shades here. So I said to myself, I think it's time for me to try out another product from another brand, because the thing is, as you guys can see, these are the only two colors that I use in this palette. So if I buy a new palette like this from Viseart, I'm going to end up with doubles of colors that I am not usually using. So I was trying to find colors wherein it almost matches these two products, but seeing the swatch now, and seeing these products together, and let me put them side by side. As you guys can see, they're almost the same tones, but the medium shade here from Natasha Denona is not as deep as the one here from Viseart. But I'm sure I'm going to be able to work with these two products, even if this is the other shade that I was looking for. But I kind of like the fact that medium here, number 2, is like an in-between shade between these two colors, because sometimes I find that this shade here from the Viseart palette is just a little bit too deep when I'm contouring, and I find also that I need to be very light-handed when I am using this shade, because contouring powders, if you add a lot of them in your face in one go, it's actually quite difficult to blend them out. So that's that. And I also love the packaging of these Natasha Denona powders. We have how many grams of product here? You have 10 grams of product, so this should actually last you for quite a while. Okay, all right, so let me put these now to the side. Now the rest of the things that I got here from Sephora are actually freebies. Now I actually like keeping these in my kit, because sometimes when I'm on set, I need to retouch, I don't want to bring one entire bottle. And what is this? So this is the tester for the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. So I'm actually very glad that I have this, because I have seen people raving about this concealer here on YouTube or even on Instagram, and I actually wanted to see the colors first before actually buying them, because sometimes it's very difficult to buy concealers or foundations or even skin tints online, because it can be quite a challenge, especially if you're trying to match your skin. So that's it. I'm actually glad that I have this blister pack, and I have 6 colors, so at least I have something to try out for this product from her. So of course, what else is here? And I also have the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer in tester. So again, I'm excited to try that. And I also have these 2 boxes from Sephora. So there's actually one, it looks like it's a cap, so I don't know where this came from, so maybe it slipped out. Yeah, so it did slip out from this box here, and they actually gave me a mug. So this is, I believe, a mug wherein you can steep some tea, and this is the cover for that. Very nice. Now I actually drink some tea, so I actually love drinking hibiscus tea, green tea. I also love drinking chamomile tea, and I'm actually glad that I have this. Now it's actually quite substantially weighty, which is nice, and this is in a ceramic coating, so at least it's going to keep it warm, but not for an extended period of time, because I actually don't like drinking tea when it's very, very hot, because I end up scalding my my tongue, or even the my palate of my mouth. So this is actually very pretty. It looks very, very chic and very, very elegant. Thank you, Sephora, for this gift with purchase. Now the other thing that I have here that's a gift with purchase from Sephora is it's another makeup bag. So let me just open this. Okay, so it's actually a jewelry bag. I don't really have a lot of jewelries, but I think I can use this for something else which is related to makeup. Yeah, so those are the things that I got from Sephora Philippines. Alright, next I have some goodies here from Laura Mercier. Now, I did finally visit the Laura Mercier boutique here, and I was actually very happy that when I got there, a lot of my most sought after products that I wanted to put back into my kit are now actually available. So I'm going to start first with these two concealer products. So these are her Secret Camouflage Correctors Concealers, and I have the color SC4 here, which is actually my shade, and I have SC2 here. Now these are the colors that I usually use a lot here when I'm working, and I have actually been wanting to get new ones, because they have been largely out of stock here in the Philippines. And I also went to Japan, I was looking for them. I also went to Paris, I was looking for them. They were actually not available there, so I was actually quite surprised that when I went to the Laura Mercier boutique here a few weeks ago, these were actually on stock and ready to purchase. Okay, now one thing I do have to say is that I know that these are a little bit pricey, but I do have to tell you that these will actually last you for a very, very, very long time. So it's actually worth your money if you want to splurge. And I actually do prefer the formulation of this than their brightening stick duos. Is that the right term? So I'm sure you know what I mean, especially if you're a Laura Mercier fan. So I'm actually glad that I have this in my kit now, because I need something that's a product that is OG, and it has really worked well with me over the years. Okay, all right, now the other products that I purchased from Laura Mercier are these Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powders. So I have already used this in a number of videos here on my channel, but I just wanted to show it to you guys. Okay, so these are what actually took the place of the Candle Glow pressed powders from her before. So look at that. So I have the color Translucent here, and I have the color Honey. So I actually love using this as a finishing powder of sorts, because they just add a very nice hint of glow on the skin. And I especially love the color Honey here, because it has a nice warmth to it, and it just gives this very nice brightening look into the face, and I absolutely love them. Look at that, very pretty, very pretty. So I'm actually very glad that I have this now, because just like the Secret Camouflage from Laura Mercier, I have been waiting for this to arrive here in the Philippines. Alright, next I have a box from Lisa Eldridge. So this box actually arrived the day before I left for Tokyo, and I was like, oh, I think I should make a video for her new products. And I said to myself, I think we should just wait, because I don't actually like shooting vlogs in the evening, because I actually don't want to shoot using artificial light, and it's very important for me not to shoot in artificial light for Lisa's latest products, because I actually purchased some of her skin tints. So this is her Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint, and I have two colors here. So this is T5 and T9. So I'm going to make a standalone video for Lisa's skin tints, and if you're interested to hear my thoughts on this, please subscribe down below so that you'll be alerted when this video is going to be airing on my channel. Okay, and also one other thing, I did purchase two of the new Sculpt and Shade lip pencil from Lisa. Now I've already used this for work, and I absolutely love them. Super, super, super. So I'm going to include this in my video for the skin tints. Okay, so please do subscribe down below. Okay, and now I have some products here from NARS. Now I actually purchased this around the same time that I purchased my products from Laura Mercier, because they're just right across from each other on the department store here. Now I actually got three products from them. So I have two matte concealers and I have one afterglow blush. Now, I have been very intrigued in using the matte concealers for a very long time, and I actually already used one here on my channel for one video. I can't remember what this was, and I actually used the color Custard. Now, I actually love this because it has a very nice brightening quality, but I just find it a little bit too light for my skin tone at the moment. Although it does work for me very beautifully. So let me just pick a little bit of this with my finger, and if I just tap it here, it has a very nice brightening quality to it, but it's just a little bit too light for me, for my preference anyway, because I would have preferred to have purchased the color Ginger, which is a medium 2. I think that one, it works very well with my skin tone, and I don't get this very highlighted under eye area. Since that color was largely unavailable, I decided to purchase the color Tiramisu. Now, this one has a much more beigey tone to it. So let me just pick up that color with my fingertip, and I'm just going to apply it here in my under eye, and I'm just going to spread it. Now, I actually prefer this one than this one, because although this has a very nice brightening quality to it, the fact that I am a boy, and also in my makeup sentiments, I want makeup that is, well, almost looks like your skin, it almost looks like you're not wearing makeup, then I actually find that Tiramisu actually works well with me. It has this very nice brightening quality, and it also has this very nice coverage of color, and it also helps to just brighten up my under eye area, but it's not making my under eye look very highlighted like this color. So I actually like this Tiramisu color, and I'm actually glad that I discovered it. So at least you guys can see the difference, okay? So, and mind you, I'm just using natural light today. I'm not using any artificial light. So this is how it looks like under natural light. Okay, so what do you guys prefer on me? Custard? Is it Custard? Yeah, Custard medium 1 or Tiramisu medium 1.75. Let me know down in the comments box, okay? Now, the other thing that I purchased from NARS is their new Afterglow Liquid Blush. Now, this is the first time that I'm trying this, and the main reason why I decided to purchase this is because I love the color that I saw at the base of the packaging here, and this is actually in the color Wanderlust. So if I'm just going to open the cap, swipe it here at the back of my hand. As you guys can see, it has this very nice cool tone color. It's like a very nice cool tone movie pink, and it's actually very, very pretty. So I was actually very intrigued by this color. Now, they also do have the color in Dolce Vita and Orgasm, things like that, but because I still have some of those original formulas of their liquid blush in my collection, I didn't want to purchase colors that was very similar in range and tone, because why do I need two colors, if you know what I mean? But now that I have tried swatching the color here on my hand, I do have to say though that the Afterglow is just a little bit tad more sheer than the original liquid blushes from NARS. So let me just tap that here so that we guys can see this formula, and let me just blend it out with my fingers. Okay, so it's actually very sheer. It still just has enough pigmentation to actually apply a flush of color into your cheeks, like in some sort of a afterglow, just as the name implies. Okay, that's actually very nice and dewy, also very reflective, very easy to blend out as well. It also sets quite nicely. It's a little bit tacky, but I think it gives you enough playtime to actually enable to blend out the product nicely on the face, and it gives you this very nice hint of color. I actually like that. Very pretty. So now that I've tried this, maybe I should get other colors in this formula and add it into my collection. But so far, those liquid blushes, the original ones, I absolutely adore. If you can get your hands on those, please do get that. The last time I saw it, it was an online exclusive at the NARS website. So I don't know if that's an indication that they will be actually discontinuing that. So if you manage to get any of the liquid blushes in the original formula, they actually look like this. Hang on, let me go get it. So they actually look like this in comparison to the Afterglow. So you actually get more product for the original liquid blushes and the afterglow, because here you have 15 mils of product. Yes, and here you have 7, so it's half the size. Okay, so I actually prefer this for the time being, but I actually love the effect that the afterglow liquid blush in Wonderlust has left on my face. Very nice and very pretty. I like that. Very sheer. Alright, next, these are the things that I purchased when I was in Japan. So I'm going to breeze through them fast because truthfully, most of the products that I have here, I have already talked about before in a previous video. So I'm just going to show you guys, my, repurchases and some of the things that I got that, I had been quite interested to try. But anyway, this is actually a mix of, supermarket buys, drugstore and department stores, okay? Alright, I'm going to start first with my vitamin C serum. So this is from the brand Unlabel Lab. Now, I have here 2 variants. So what I usually use is the vitamin C15 derivative essence. And I use this daily, it's part of my skincare routine. And I actually apply this before I apply my sunscreen. And it actually works very well. It adds this very nice brightening quality to my face. And it also helps to, lighten some dark spots. Now, while I was walking around Don Quijote in Asakusa, I actually noticed that they had another variant. So this is their vitamin C25 derivative. So it's actually a much more higher percentage than this one. So in my mind, I believe that if your issues are more intense, or if you have more blemishes than I do, and if you just want something that really packs a punch, then I think this is what you should actually purchase. So I purchased this because I was just actually very intrigued by it, and I'm actually quite excited to try this out. Now, I have already talked about this Unlabel Lab vitamin C15 derivative before, so I have a standalone video for this. I'm going to put a link down in the description box to that so you can go and check it out, okay? Alright, next, also from the same brand, Unlabel Lab, I actually purchased their retinol essence. Now, I use this twice a week, and I love the effect that it leaves on my skin. Super nice, and it doesn't make my skin turn red, and it doesn't make my skin extra sensitive as well, but I can actually see how well it actually works with me. So that's why I decided to repurchase it. Just add one more into my stock here in my vanity in my counter in my bathroom. So I love that. I love those. So if you're actually going to Japan and if you're looking for skincare that's affordable and effective, try to find these products. I swear, they're so good. So good. Okay, so what else is here? Okay, next I have this mascara remover. So this is from the brand Kiss Me. So this is their Heroin Make Speedy Mascara Remover. Now, I've shown this to you guys before in a video as well. Now, what I love about this is that because I actually don't like using waterproof mascara, because I find that they're very difficult to remove at the end of the day, or even when I'm just vlogging. So when I want to speedily remove it, I actually have one, this which is opened here in my kit. I just actually rub it into my lashes, and I just leave it there, and then it just kind of breaks down the waterproof formula, and with a micellar water I just wipe it away, and it doesn't leave any residue, and I absolutely love it. So if you're a fan of waterproof mascara, and if you find that you're having trouble removing them, and you find that using oils are just way too heavy and they sting your eyes, try to find this. It's actually very effective, and again, it's actually very affordable. Okay, so next what I have here, these are the Meg Rhythm steaming eye mask. I love them. When I am stressed, I use this on my eye area, and it just really helps me to relax. Or when I am when I was working in a very cold studio and I find that my eyes are very dry, they're very tired, and they're very irritated, when I come home, I actually use one patch, and as soon as I open them and I apply them on my eyes, it starts steaming, and it just really starts to relax my eyes, and I love it. I love it. Now, they come in different variants, by the way. The one that I have here has yuzu. So yuzu is a type of citrusy fruit, and I just think that then the reason why I decided to purchase it is because it just sounded refreshing to me. So because the other ones that I have tried before was the lavender variant, and I kind of like it as well. It smells very floral, so yeah, and also keep one or two in my makeup kit just in case if I'm working with someone who had a very long day, very long flight. So while their hair is being blow dried, I actually put this, and it just really helps to relax, and it just makes all the blood circulate nicely on the eye area, and it just minimizes puffiness and tiredness. So I really love that. Really love that. Okay, so what else do I have here? Of course, my Aven lip creams. I love this. Super nice. I also have these lip balms from DHC. So also one of my most favorites. I keep them with me all the time. And I also have these eyelashes. So these are from Diop. And this is in the number 808. So I've said in a previous video that I actually adore these eyelashes. Now, there are actually two variants from Diop that I like. So I have one here in 808. And I also actually like the variant in 809, but unfortunately when I went to Don Quixote, 809 was not available. It was out of stock. I was actually very surprised by that. So I think that's one of the most beloved eyelashes that you can purchase from Don Quixote. So I'm so sad about that. But anyway, there's nothing that I can do. Okay, next I have this Nakamerahon for Retinol Eye Cream. Now I actually use this in tandem with my Retinol Essence from Unlabel Lab. So on the days that I use this, I also use this. So just so that I'm having this full-on retinol moment. And I'm also very happy to say that they do not react to each other, because after all, they're retinol products, and I had never had any adverse effect when I was using them together. And the main reason why I decided to use a retinol under eye cream is because we all know that there's some retinol products in the market that are just way too strong to use in your under eye area, because after all, your under eye area, the skin there is thinner than the rest of your face, so you don't need a stronger dosage for that. And this also has, I think, a soybean extract or something that just really helps to brighten your under eyes as well. So again, I super adore this. I have this Roto eye drops. I've talked about this before, so no need to expound on that. Okay, so I have this urea cream. This is what you use if you want to exfoliate some dry scales in your skin. And what really caught my attention is that you can actually see it here on the sticker, that you can actually use it at the soles of your feet. So if you have cracked ugly feet, I think you can use this, and it just really helps to exfoliate. And the main reason why I thought that this was very good to use is because there was actually a foreigner who came into the drugstore at the time that I was there, and he was talking to the attendant at the drugstore, and he was showing the attendant something that he could use for his tattoo, because I think he just had his tattoo done, and I think his skin was already starting to scale and to shed. And I think he got a doctor's what do you call that? Oh my god, I can't remember the English name, but in Filipino they call it the receta. So when the attendant actually saw that, he actually pointed to this, and I saw what they were pointing at, and I was very intrigued, and I said, I'm going to try this, especially for the soles of my foot, because after all, I work out, I walk a lot, so I just really need something that can really help to exfoliate that part of my body. So what else do I have here? Still in the vein of drugstore purchases, I purchased some vitamins, and I have here some collagen tablets. So this is from DHC. So this is Collagen, and in one packet you actually have 60 tablets, and you're actually advised to take 6 tablets in a day. So it's really up to you on how you want to take it. So you either take 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening, but actually take all 6 in the morning. And I love this. I love this. It's I don't know if it has any wonderful effects on my body, because as we all know, they keep on saying that collagen, it really needs it needs to be hydrolyzed in a certain way, and even it doesn't really work if you apply it topically, things like that. But I think I have had some positive effects to this, and I also have some positive feedback from people saying your skin looks very nice and smooth and very plump. And aside from my skincare routine, aside from my diet, I have also been using this at that time, so that's the main reason why I decided to repurchase. Okay, now I actually also purchased vitamin vitamin C, now I have two variants here, but both of these actually give you like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Now, one thing by the way, when you buy something like this in Japan, you can actually see the indication here at the bottom of the packaging of how many tablets are inside the packaging, and the recommended dose of how many tablets that you're going to take to get 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. While this vitamin C here, you only need 2. So this is actually my preferred vitamin C when I go to Japan. Again, this is from the brand DHC again. Also, this is also from DHC. They're just a different variant because you only need to take 2 pills to get 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Now, I only take 500 milligrams daily because that's how much I've been taking since I was young, and you don't really need a lot of vitamin C because if you drink too much, you're just going to pee it out of your system, or if you just take way too much, it's going to irritate your tummy and you're going to end up with an irritable bowel. The other things that I purchased at Don Quixote are these medicated pressed powders from Shiseido. These are for babies, and I love this especially on set because it just really helps to cool down the actors that you're working with, and it just really helps you to ensure that you don't sweat through your body, because sometimes sweat affects the clothing. So I find that just really helps. I love having these in my kit all the time. Okay, so what else do I have here? Okay, this one. So this is Pampang hair shadows. So this is basically something that I have seen some hairstylists here in the Philippines use when they just want to apply some shadowing here in the hairline of the talent that we are working with, just so that because we've noticed that in this part of the hair, especially for some of you ladies, it's actually thin. So this just really adds shadow there, so it just adds intensity, and it just helps with the hairline, to keep it nice and clean, and it just keeps the shape of your face quite nicely as well. Okay, so it comes in a packaging like this, very, very cute. I believe this is made in Korea. So usually all of the products that has something to do with adding shadow into the hair, I've always seen that they're made in Korea. So you flip the cap open, and this is the product here, and that's the color that you see there, very grayish, very nice. It's just going to add the right shadow. And at the bottom of the packaging here, you have this sponge, and this is the one that you're actually going to use to tap into the shadow here, and you're going to tap it into the hairline. You can also use this for the beard, so you can just tap it, and it also adds a very nice hint of shadow and intensity on the beard. And if you find that you have some bald spots in your beard, this is a nice product to actually use to enhance your beard. Look at that, very nice and very easy. And I'm also going to do that here. Okay, look at that. So again, this is the Pang Pang hair shadow from Etude. Okay, and what else do I have here? I have this Lilytone lip plumper. Very excited for this. And I was not really in the mood to shop for makeup when I was in Tokyo at this time, mainly because as I've shown you guys earlier, I actually went shopping for makeup right before I flew out, so I really didn't need any more. And I was just walking towards the counter when I actually saw this, and I go oh, that lip plumper actually looks quite nice. And it comes with a doe foot applicator, by the way, very nice bright color, peachy pink. And this is how it looks like here on my hand. And I'm just going to apply that here on my lips. Oh, look at that. I like that. It's a very nice brightening quality. And they say that this is a lip plumper, but I don't feel any minty sensation. There. I feel the mintiness coming out now. Okay, I can feel the mintiness coming out now. Very nice. So let's wait a little bit to see the full effect of this lip plumper. But so far, I'm liking the color tone of it, and you can use it as a gloss on top of a either a matte lipstick or a cream lipstick. And this really helps to add some dimension as well, because it's a gloss, but it's also plumping your lip at the same time. Very comfortable on the lips. Okay, so I went to the grocery store in Tokyo and I bought this furikake. So it's a sort of like a condiment wherein you sprinkle into your food. So usually what I do is I sprinkle this on top of the steamed rice, and it just adds flavor into the rice. And this has seaweed in it. there has sesame, and there has some, like, very nice herbs and some spices, which I actually adore. I actually love. And even like sometimes when I have ramen here at home, or if I have instant noodles, I sprinkle a little bit of this, and it just, like, adds more flavor into the food that I'm eating. So I actually so glad that I found this. I have here two eyeshadow products, and this is from the brand Kate Tokyo. Now, this is a drugstore brand, and when I saw them, I was very intrigued. These are the colors that I purchased. I have two colors here. One has a very nice, pinky tone, and one has a very nice golden brown tone. So, very nice spring colors, I do have to say. And you have variations of intensity from light to deep. Now, one thing I do have to say though is that I don't expect the color payoff of this to be as intense as in American brand, because after all, this is a Japanese brand, and if you're a fan of Japanese beauty, things like that, you would notice that the pigmentation of their either lipstick, blush, or even eyeshadows is it doesn't have as much payoff as Western counterparts. But that's just their makeup sentiments. It's just used to enhance your natural beauty. Makeup in Japan is actually not used to really contour the face, contour the eye the way Western beauty does. So I'm gonna make a standalone video for this because I think it's just going to be nice to play around with them. And mind you, these are actually very, very affordable, so I can't wait to see how well they will swatch and apply on the eyes. So again, please do subscribe down below if you want to see these eyeshadows from Kate Tokyo in action. Alright, so we're actually nearing the end of my vlog for today. Thank you so much for hanging with me if you're still here at this point. So the final products that I'm going to show you guys that I purchased when I was in Tokyo are these products from Shiseido. So I'm actually very happy that at this time I was able to go back to Tokyo, because right before I left for Tokyo, I ran out of my Shiseido Ultimune serum. Now, I use this religiously at least 3 times a week in between my other skincare products with highly active ingredients. So I really love the effect that it leaves on my skin, and I just really love the way that it helps my skin to maintain itself. And also, one other thing, by the way, the great thing with Shiseido products is that you can actually buy refill bottles. So this is the refill bottle. Now, if you have watched my review video for this product, I said there that you can actually keep the pump here, because it's actually one of the best pumps that I have ever used in my life, and then you will just transfer it into a new bottle, and that's what I actually did here. Now, I'm just keeping this because this bottle is a good remembrance, because my name is actually engraved on the bottle here. Now, also one thing, by the way, I do have to say is that if you purchase Shiseido products when you're at the global flagship store of Shiseido in Ginza, you can have some of your products engraved. So I have had a lipstick engraved, and I have also had my previous bottle engraved, and you can actually see an arabesque design on the cap here. So I talked about that extensively in my previous video, so I'm going to put a link down on the description box to that, okay, if you're quite interested. Now, the other thing that I also purchased when I was at the global flagship store in Ginza was also their Ultimune serum, but for men. I'm not going to use this for myself, but I'm going to use this for one of the actors that I'm going to be working with extensively for the next few months, because I'm going to be doing a film with him. So I just want to have this in my makeup kit for him all the time. And I also had it engraved. So I have a ninja star here, I have heart, and I have a sailboat here, and his name is also engraved here. So that's what makes it special when I actually purchase products at the Shiseido Global Flagship Store in Ginza. Now, the other product that I also purchased when I was there is actually their Benefiance Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream. This is one of my most favorite eye creams ever, and the main reason why is because it has Matrixyl 3000 in it, which is a great anti-aging ingredient. And I just also love the way that this wrinkle smoothing eye cream from their Benefiance line actually has a tint to it that just adds instant brightness in your under eye area. Look at that, very nice. And I also love the scent of this. So again, at this time, it's actually quite cheap to go shopping in Japan because the yen is a little bit low. With the fact that you're a tourist, so you can, like, get your VAT refunded when you do purchase stuff. So it's actually, like, good value for your money. All right, and the final product that I'm going to show you guys is actually not makeup related. It's not skincare related, but it's actually a pair of sneakers, and I actually purchased these Air Max from Nike in ABC Mart in Amiyoko Market in Ueno. I'm gonna put a Google Map link to that shop down in the description box, so if you're interested to visit that shoe shop when you're in Tokyo. And look at that, look how pretty that is. Look at the very nice beigey tones, look at the white tones, and the main reason why I was very attracted to this is because this is the type of color palette that I actually wear like almost on a daily basis here in the Philippines. As you guys can see, my hat is beige, my shirt is also white, so it actually, like, goes very well with me. And I just actually saw this in passing, like, just out of the corner of my eye, and I go like, what's that? So I went there and, like, I decided to try it out. And the only thing that I was a little bit sad about is that this shoes is actually designed for women. So this is actually women's shoes. And when the attendant actually told me that, like, that's for women, I actually told him, give me the biggest size that you have in your store right now. And this is actually a US 12 for ladies. And I'm actually so glad that it fit me, although I do have to say it's a little bit tight here in this portion because it's quite narrow, but despite the fact that it is tight, it's still very comfortable for me to wear because I don't have my feet, they're quite narrow, so they actually fit very nicely, and I'm actually very, very grateful for that because, like, I don't really go out shopping for clothes much, nor for shoes, but if I see something that I really, really like, sometimes, like, I buy it right there and then. Again, I'm very lucky that this was largely not that expensive. It only cost me around 10,500 yen. So between the exchange rate, I actually got good value for these shoes. It wasn't that expensive at all. And look how pretty it is. Can you guys see that? Very beautiful shoe. So I got my money's worth for this purchase. Yeah, so that's it for me today. So if you have any more questions about all of the products that I show you guys today, please let me know down in the comments box and let's have a conversation about it, okay? And of course, if you're interested to see some of the makeup products in action in a future video, please do subscribe. I truly would appreciate it, okay? Yeah, so that's it for me today. I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye!